Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Familia Mtaani podcast. Today, we have amazing people with us joining this amazing podcast. I hope to have you throughout the podcast get entertained. This is Familia Mtaani podcast, which is a project under Imsingi initiative from Strathmore Community Service Center. I'll allow my co-host to introduce himself, and then we hear from the legendary guest we have today.
Hello there. I am URL, the link, name it, I got you. And today we have a guest here who I'll give him his time, but welcome you to this show today, and hope you have half as much fun listening to what we're doing. Let me go back. Hope you have half as much fun as the fun we have today.
Right.
Yeah.
And let me just say, if you are feeling heavy as we watch this podcast or this episode, we just might lift your weight because we have weight lifters in this in this episode today. But I'll allow our guest to introduce himself, and we'll kick right off the podcast. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Martin Owilah is my name. A man of many things.
Yes.
But I think being part of this podcast today is for you and I and the viewers that are watching to understand that we are here to bring hope.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think one of the things that we shall be bringing on board is that whatever you have been going through, whatever we shall discuss, one of the things that we shall be bringing is hope.
Yes.
I'm a son, a firstborn son, I'm a father, I'm a husband, and blessed. Yeah, with a bouncy baby boy, currently 2 years old. Yeah, so he will be in the show next time.
Nice. We'll have kids in the show next time.
That's amazing.
Awesome. So grateful to be here.
Yeah.
Always a good space. Teaching, lecturing. I'm married to a teacher. My wife is a teacher. A wonderful woman, Vanis Kwamboka. Yeah, I'm married just on the islands. The flourishing lands of Kisi.
Come on.
Yes,
Okay.
so that is who I am. In three major areas of life: stewardship, mentorship, and sportsmanship.
Okay.
Yeah, so as a pastor, as a mentor, and as a coach, I think I'm glad to be here.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
I think we bear the greater pleasure of having you. And as we have been discussing in our previous episodes of Familia Mtaani podcast, we are basically looking at improving the feedback, improving the delivery to the community in terms of education, in terms of upbringing for children, for youth, for teenagers across the different ages of parenting. And for today's podcast, as you've heard from our guests, he's in stewardship, sportsmanship, and
Mentorship.
mentorship.
Yes.
Exactly. So we have a well-suited guest for our episode today. And today we are basically looking at the balance between family and between discipline from a receiving point and a giving point.
Yes.
So in episode 4, we were with my co-host Urel, and we were discussing from the children's side,
Yes.
from the receiving end of
Receiving
discipline
end. Okay.
in the community.
Yeah.
And we looked at it in a way that all through childhood, you have maybe parents, guardians, teachers, pastors from church, imams, or
Coaches.
religious leaders,
Yes.
coaches, giving you guidance,
Yeah.
helping you to walk through discipline. And we were noting that at this level where we are in, people have really not released us, but you're a point that you're the one giving yourself directions or instructions. You're starting to be on the other end of discipline. You're giving back.
You're giving back.
So we would love to hear from you today. We have several questions that we're going to look at.
Yeah, sure.
But the general scope is, what's the balance between, especially for you now, you said you're in family at this point.
Yes.
So how do you balance your delivery to your family, to career, to education if you're pursuing, further education in any other aspect? So that's the general view for this episode today.
Okay.
And feel at home. So maybe we would start with, maybe you can tell us more on, you mentioned that you do mentorship.
Yes.
So you can tell us more about the mentorship that you do
Okay.
and how you reach out to the community and any other groups.
Well, let me first start by saying mentorship is all about followership, and that I think picks well with what we are talking about today. Our followership is whereby there is someone showing you the path to go. If it is discipline, is it life skills? There is a part of your formation. In sports, we call it your formation.
Yeah.
So in mentorship, one of the critical things is that you're following after someone or people or systems that are influencing something that is in you. Okay? So you know your giftings, you know your talents, you know your vision, you know your career path.
Yeah.
And so you follow after people who are also in line with that. They are also playing your what? Your formation.
Yeah.
That is why we say mentorship is all about formation. Critically, something about mentorship also, I come from the lakeside, so there is something that I've learned about fishing. And for our brothers who do farming. Now, mentorship is not farming. It's not, just going and picking things. Mentorship is not fishing per se, where you just put an hook and you bring something out from it. Mentorship is relational, okay? So there is a relationship to be built.
Yeah.
You see our farmer is in seasonal and is building relationship. So you build a relationship with someone. It's not something that you just watch, oh, so-and-so is doing this, let me follow them, let me learn from them. So you are building a relationship. That is what brings mentorship. So the mentorship we are engaging with is something we call Mentor Me Global. Started doing it in Mount Kenya University from my leadership perspective. And it came through from a gap whereby I was a student leader. And while campaigning as a student leader, I would promise, comrades, different things.
Yes.
Some of those things that were not even in my own mandate.
Yes.
Some of those things needed resources. Some of those things are not things that I could really deliver per se.
Yeah.
And so because of that gap, I realized that something was lacking. And so after my tenure as the student president then, I started doing mentorship for leaders who are actually vying for position.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I knew those who are vying, those who are aspiring, those who desire, one of them will definitely win.
Yeah.
So let us do induction, let's train them. Because during our time it's after we won that we were taken through induction.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's train these leaders so that after they've won, at least they have some nuggets of wisdom on how to carry out their leadership. Our mentorship program focuses on the 3 P's. That is purpose, passion, and potential. And we feel that every one of us as individuals, we are in these 3 areas. Okay? You either know, you've defined, you've developed, you've discovered your purpose, and so you want to run with it. There is something that you're doing, that you're passionate about, and so how do you also balance and control and bring yourself in such a way that you don't use your passion or you don't have your passion overflow you. And the last P is on potential. Every one of us has a gift, every one of us has a talent, everyone has something that God actually put in us before even education.
Yeah.
So these are things that we need to maximize on.
Right.
And so these 3 P's are important areas for us to be mentored on, for us to be trained on, for us to be disciplined on, and for us also to be, shown direction.
Yeah.
So once again, one of the things I don't want us to forget even after this podcast is that mentorship is not fishing. Mentorship is farming. There's a relationship to be built. It is not transactional. Actually, if you get my mentor, let me get 1 or 2. No. There is a relationship that needs to be built.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. So you mentioned how you got into mentorship.
Yes.
In the sense of you realized you got mentored after the elections.
After the elections.
And so how was that period of mentoring somebody who may or may not really rise to the chair?
The joy is, I think when we started 2 years after that,
Okay.
to date, 2 years after that to date, the Monday mentorship programs that we have in Mount Kenya University have produced the university presidents, leaders within that space.
Okay.
Every year since that time.
Yeah.
So the beautiful part of it is that as they go through these trainings, they are also able to campaign with objectivity. They are also able to go to different leadership positions based on the trainings that they have received.
Yeah.
And so as they win, it becomes easier for them while going for induction. Now the induction is just for them to know this is how the university system works. This is how you need to do your budgets. This is how you need to do the student activities. So it becomes a plus. But because someone already has leadership within themselves,
Yeah.
they are going through mentorship so that they are able to be taught. Remember, mentorship helps us to be able to evade certain mistakes that those who went ahead of. I love a scripture in the Bible that talks about Hebrews 10, 6 and verse 12. Don't be lazy. Don't be a one-man army.
Yeah.
Don't be someone who thinks that you know it all, but be followers. Be followers of them who through faith and patience. So that is the template.
Okay.
I'm looking for a mentor, and I think this is now a good point to bring that point.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a mentor. What is the template then of looking towards a mentor?
Yeah.
Because many of us have role models that we assume are mentors. So we said mentorship is relational. So the mentor I'm looking forward to is someone who has gone through faith and patience.
Yes.
Okay? There is something that they believe in so much, and patience talks about process. Yeah, so they did not just appear from nowhere.
Yeah.
You can be able to tell concerning this man, concerning this woman, they've gone through process, they've risen, they've grown, and so they can mentor me. It becomes easy for them to discipline me. It becomes easy for them to show me the direction.
Yeah.
There's a process that they've gone through. And so that is the beautiful part of, embracing mentorship.
Yeah.
And that is the beautiful part of also learning from the society. Let me also say, mentorship is not just from individuals. The community, the systems, the conferences, the different meetings that we also attend are also mentorship parts, are also mentorship contacts, are also mentorship platforms. So you as a young person, you as an individual, you are in the university, you belong to the community, you are in any environment, and here there's a conference here, or there's a meeting here, or there is this that is happening within town, within your community, and it is in line with what you carry. That then becomes a platform for you to grow in that area. So when you go to attend such a place, then you are mentor. That also means there is discipline taking place, because you are able to know the certain things that, certain nuggets of wisdom that relates with you as an individual.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
I think that answers a question that we were mainly looking at, that what is the role of the community?
Oh.
What is the role of family in mentorship?
The mentorship.
And I think you've answered part of
just part.
from the receiving end.
Okay.
That myself as a young person, I also have to reach out, right?
Yes.
I have to reach.
Yes.
You've said
Yeah, we
maybe
have to
I've
reach
had there's a conference happening in Nairobi, maybe on public speaking,
Yes.
maybe on, and I do public speaking.
And I mean, you need to.
The community has a role in terms of mentorship and helping young people to instill discipline.
Yeah.
But I also have my part of reaching out. So I think now I would like to hear maybe what is the role of family.
Of family,
We can
yes.
start from family, even
Okay.
based on personal experience
Yes.
of being in a family and
Yes.
now having a family.
Yeah.
What is the role of family in
Yeah,
instilling
in instilling.
discipline and
Okay.
helping a young person to, chart their course in life?
Awesome. I wrote 3 points, but let me start with one of the things that I think speaks more is our own testimonials, right? So for me, I'm privileged to be a firstborn. Yeah, and for firstborns, tunasemanga we are deputy parents.
Deputy
Yeah.
parents. Agreed.
The responsibility that comes with firstbornship is something that when you embrace it becomes a plus.
Yes.
And I think I thank God that being a firstborn has put much in terms of just understanding what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So the role of the family and the community, I said I'll talk about these 3. Number 1 is modeling behavior.
Okay.
Now, there is something about modeling that is so key even in mentorship. Okay? If you look at the generation we live in, not even the generation we live in, I think these times immemorial, people will hear what you say. But trust me, people will do what you do.
Yes.
No wonder they said action speaks louder than words.
Right.
So for mentorship, there's a scripture. I told you guys I'm also a priest. So you'll take some of these things. It's a good book, we can borrow from it. Acts chapter 1 and verse 1, the things Jesus began both to do and to teach. So teaching, mentoring, lecturing becomes impactful when you are doing the things that you are teaching. Now that is the place of the family and the community. Because no matter what you say, at the end of the day, it is what you do, that people want to copy, that people want to see. That is what moves them. That is what moves them.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yes.
I think there's also a proverb that talks about don't preach what and drink wine.
Yeah.
Preach water. Drink wine.
It's about actions.
Yes.
It's about actions.
Yeah.
So modeling behavior is very key. And family and the community actually has a bigger influence on this.
Yeah.
Because from a young age, as you grow, there are things you see your family do.
The
There are
first
things
contact.
you see. The first contact.
Yeah.
In fact, in mentorship, we say your parents are your first mentors.
Right.
The community then becomes now your other mentor.
Secondary.
Secondary mentor.
Yeah.
No wonder they said if you don't take care of your child, the world will take it all comes together to we learn from the family.
Yeah, from the Swahili proverb.
Yes.
Asiyefunzwa na
That was what I was
mama
looking
yake.
for. Atafunzwa na ulimwengu.
Atafunzwa na ulimwengu.
And you wonder, what is this kufunzwa na ulimwengu?
Yes.
It's about modeling behavior.
Yeah.
It's about teaching you. And that also takes us to the place of responsibility.
Yeah.
Because if they are going to teach you, it means that you are going to be responsible.
You're going to take the teaching.
You are going to take the teaching,
Yes.
whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Because if you go against anything that is not right with the community, then you need to be accountable.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
So number one is modeling behavior. So the family and the community are very key to modeling the behavior. I have a very young family at the moment, and one of the things I know my son looks at is what daddy is doing,
Yes.
what mommy is doing.
Yeah.
Okay? So they are not listening. And I think maybe, God is so humorous in his way that when a child is born, they see more than they listen.
Right.
They see fast, they see more than they listen. So how do you do it? If older children comes and you tell them everyone sit down, you'll see your younger child just sitting down.
Yeah.
Because he sees. So the family is very key, and that gives us also the place of taking responsibility that as families, as a community, we must start model the right things.
Yes.
Because kids are watching, our generation are watching, everyone that is after us is watching. Number two is the support systems. Families and the communities are support systems in terms of discipline, in terms of mentorship, in terms of shaping values.
Yeah.
Okay? So these support systems brings in the place of collective responsibility. Now, if you go to our communities, as in you will hear, we don't do this here.
Yeah.
Okay?
It is not our thing.
Yeah, it is not our thing.
Yeah.
So for you, it also now teaches a younger person, if I go to, for example, Strathmore University,
Yeah.
and if I go to a different university, it's not like they are trying to elevate themselves, but there is something to do with them as a support system.
Yeah.
They are supporting you in that thought, they're supporting you in that idea,
Yeah.
they're also supporting you in certain behaviors.
Yes.
It is for your own advantage. Many a times, I feel we want to complain,
Yeah.
and mama, instead of first appreciating and going through the action and say, did it benefit me or
Yes,
not?
yes.
So families and communities are support system. We need to love them, we need to appreciate them, we need to embrace them.
Yeah.
Especially the community, because for the family, sometimes whether you like it or not, you can't run away from your family.
Yes. It's
Yeah,
fixed.
it is fixed. You
Yeah.
are part of them.
Yeah.
But in terms of the community, you need to embrace the community.
Yeah.
Lastly, the role of the family and the community is also in culture norms, shaping culture and norms.
Yeah.
There are certain cultures in my own community. You don't greet an older person sitting down, for example. During our time when grandfather akiingia kwa nyumba, in fact, there was a specific seat for that. I don't know this thing, and let me tell you, these things were so good because they shape certain things in you.
Yeah.
They shape certain, it helps you to understand certain things. It's so disturbing. I was so disappointed. I felt so bad. At one point, I just taken, one of our public transport system, and this older mama came in, and she was even having a child. And sitting next to me, I don't want to say he's a Gen Z, but sitting next to me was a very young person. And I was like, okay, we are all standing. But I mean, this mama is old, and we can see she's even carrying a child.
Yeah.
It was so, during our times, these were
Should
cultural
never
norms.
happen,
Yeah.
yeah.
The community has shaped us, disciplined us, mentored us in such a way that ukikuwa kwa matatu, an older person comes in, definitely, instinctively, willingly, joyfully,
Yeah.
you'll just stand up and give them their seat.
Yes.
It was teaching us something. And that is also the place of teaching discipline. So I feel these three are, among others,
Yeah.
are key for the role of the family and the community,
Amazing.
whereby we embrace the families, we embrace communities, but also we learn. We learn as we navigate.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, my mentor Bishop Oyedepo said, the founder of Covenant University, that every old person was once young. So don't put yourself in a place where these old people.
Yeah,
or
these old people.
also are once young,
You'll still
and
be
you're also
old.
getting into that space. So what you sow, you shall reap at some point. So let's embrace the community. Let's embrace the teachings, the discipline we are getting from the community, and let's strive to make it better with the generation that we are in. Because we also understand our own generation.
Yeah.
And I think that should be something that will take us.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Maybe before you can pose the next question.
Okay, go on,
There's a
please.
point you've mentioned on the second part of structures or setting systems.
Yes.
That one of the roles of family and community in nurturing
Yes.
young people is setting support systems. And I just remembered when I was in high school, joining Form 1, we were introduced to duties.
Yes.
And there were categories of duties. There were class duties, environmental. Our school was green, just as green as this environment is. So there were environmental duties. There were hostel duties, the place where we are staying, the accommodation. And in Form 1, everyone was murmuring and complaining. The way you're saying we should try and embrace fast the system set
the
up.
military system.
Yes, and it was. I also paused at some point and I'm like, okay, let me try and think through this rather than also joining everybody else to say, oh, the society is telling us to do this. We're being told to clean the class in the morning. We're being told to clean and there was also dining hall.
And you remember, it is Form 1s who, in a way, it looked like they are doing the
Form 1s had
the harder ones.
Yes.
Because during our time, the ablutions were meant for Form 1s.
Yes.
Flower beds, maybe Form 4. Yeah, Form 4 just do one or two things.
Just
And
relax.
then,
They will read.
But remember,
they've done their time.
they have been in that. They have done their time.
They were in Form 1 as well.
As at now, when I'm in Form 1, I don't have that thought that they have done their time. And that is the challenge we are having.
And even in the midst of trying to figure out, I think I took some time and said, okay, let me just get things right. Why are we doing this? But then I later got the essence of it is that people would come. Now that is maybe in second term. We are receiving a lot of visitors into our school and they'd say, wow, your school is so clean. And then at the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, we did that work. We cleaned that parade ground. We cleaned the classes. So people will be commenting and saying, or I go home. In fact, the very first time I went home after joining high school, my mom was surprised. Because I've been a lastborn, on the contrary, you being a firstborn. And I think I was a bit more relaxed in terms of doing duties at home because I was a lastborn. But then coming back after one term in high school, my mom was surprised because I had gained a responsibility mentality.
Exactly.
That
and
I am
you had
in charge.
embraced it.
Yes. And I'm grateful that I appreciated now the tasks in school. And I started taking them with a positive mindset that I'm cleaning because it's my school, it's my responsibility.
And that's your community.
And I bear the pride of it being beautiful. It may be uncomfortable in the implementation, but the result is beautiful. So that was on the point of support systems from the community as a role towards guiding young people in developing themselves.
I feel like you embraced it. So when you embrace it, I feel like, and then when you now get to see the end results of people telling, oh, your school is clean. I feel like now you will be even, you'll be even self-called to go and clean. Like, okay.
You'll want to do it more.
So the embracing part is really,
you are getting back to school next time and you are looking forward to it. I knew how to make flower beds in high school. It brings, and the beauty about it is this. The giftings, the talents, and the potentials we are talking about, just like your purpose, it needs to be discovered. And it can only be discovered when you are doing certain things. So you find out that, you have something. I didn't know I was good in public speaking. Most of us who are public speakers were just noisemakers in class from primary school. But you see, that was noise that was not organized, objective. But now when you go and join debates and join this and you realize, oh, okay. So, and then you start developing in it. So the community and the systems, the community and the family have certain things within their system that helps you to bring out that which is in you. So first you embrace it, and then you can even now think of how do I then make it better. Yes.
Amazing. I feel we were to most what we are talking this February was around discipline. And coming from a discipline point of view, mentorship in essence is supposed to maybe show you the next step on how, and you mentioned farming. Not a transaction.
It's not fishing, it's not just transaction.
Exactly. So I wanted to know how discipline manifests in this farming, because now there's a lot of things that goes into farming.
So let me just picking it up in terms of, I came to understand my idea growing up of a community was, where I come from, or my tribe, my ethnicity and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then came and realized my sports space was actually a
A
community.
community.
My
Amazing.
university space was actually
Yes.
a community.
Yes.
My church space, I fellowship at Winners Chapel International, Nairobi. That is my community.
Yes.
And these different communities has a way of instilling mentorship and discipline in their own ways.
Right.
Now, let me mention something beautiful about sports. Because I thank God I played sports.
Yes.
If there are things that
Sports is the best.
I've learned is in sports,
Yeah.
how to handle. There are things you cannot learn in class.
Yes.
There are things you cannot learn in class, no matter how many PhDs or degrees you get.
Yes.
You can only learn them in the communities that you belong to. Now, the sports fraternity is an amazing place because it teaches you, one, discipline is key in sports.
It is.
And the beauty part of it is that sports will teach you on how to handle wins.
Yeah.
Sport will teach you on how to handle pains.
Losses.
Sport will teach you how to handle losses.
Yeah.
Sport
Working in
will
a team.
teach you how to work in a team.
Yes.
These are things you cannot learn any other place.
Yeah.
So sports becomes the greatest community that teaches on discipline. Especially the sport that I play called rugby. I don't know about other sports, but we say rugby is the ultimate sport.
Ultimate.
The
Okay.
ultimate. Please
Okay.
underline that.
Ultimate.
The ultimate sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ultimate.
Yeah.
It teaches us how to handle discipline,
Totally agree.
how to handle losses, how to handle pain, the place of teamwork. We call our ref sir.
Yes.
Hey, see
Sir.
this zingine,
Yes.
the ref calls you, you bow.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Sir, yes,
Just
sir.
Gives you a
just
yellow
to
card,
chip in,
yes, sir.
just to chip in,
Yes,
something
please.
about rugby that taught me was loving yourself.
Yes.
We used to do, like, this was the first concept of where they teach you to, like, your teammates will come and embrace you the way you are, and it was more of like just that part of that was very big. Please go. And I want to add
And
that.
I mean, it boosts your self-esteem.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Now, for me, three things that rugby taught me as a community in terms of mentorship and discipline.
Yeah.
And I call it TF. I love it so much because it relates with all sports. I usually say you need to be tough. For you to be effective, for you to enjoy mentorship, you need to be tough. T, be teachable. Be someone who can be taught, someone who can be corrected.
Yeah.
Be someone who can be guided. And that is what the community comes to do to you. But unless you embrace it, you will not enjoy.
Yes.
So be someone who can be taught, someone who is teachable, someone who is correctable, someone who can be instructed. That is when you want to know more.
Yes.
Okay? A, be available. You cannot be mentored if you're not
If you're not
available.
available,
The
yeah.
coach cannot use you if you're not available. So
Very true.
availability for mentorship, availability in community things. Your community has had CSSR, you need to be available. Your community has gone to feed the orphanage's children, you need to be available. Your community is having a function, be available. I was in Christian Union in Mount Kenya University and I was still going for entertainment. So be available for these things. That is how you relate with people.
Yeah.
Don't distance yourself.
And maybe we'd like to hear what's the
Yes.
greatest lesson
Yes.
you've learned. It could be from whichever area of the community. The greatest lesson you've learned.
Yeah.
The lesson you learned the hardest way.
Okay.
So that was maybe the worst experience you had
Ah.
in being mentored from the community, whether it's family, community. So the toughest lesson you learned and the greatest lesson you learned.
Yeah, well, I think the greatest lesson I've learned is I understood since I was born. I usually say for me, I'm not self-made.
Yeah.
And I don't like that statement, yourself. No, we are not self-made.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is we are not self-made. Ever since we are born, families, communities have been taking care of us.
Right.
And right now, since we got our firstborn son, I've seen certain things and I notice we are not self-made.
Yes.
Our parents are involved, uncles, aunties are involved, the community is fully involved.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the community at the moment, but when we grew up, I mean, you could even step into your friend's place and the mother, the father will welcome you, you'll have lunch, go back to school, you go watch TV in your neighbor's place. The community was so involved in
Yeah.
embracing us. And so that for me was a great lesson to appreciate the community.
Yes.
I appreciate the community that I belong to. I appreciate the community that has brought me up. I love what we call the human resource. People matter.
Yes.
Places
matter.
matter, but people matter. People matter.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
people matter. We should be able to understand that everything that we are doing for people.
Right.
In this podcast, we are three of us on the screen.
Yes.
There's different people behind the cameras that we are watching, but behind the scenes, there are many who are watching.
Many people
There are
in-
many being blessed. There are many being impacted. Someone is getting inspiration.
Yes.
Someone is learning something.
Yes.
We ourselves, as we are conversing, we are also learning. Yeah, so that is the greatest lesson.
Amazing.
The other one was on
Hardest way.
The hardest lunch
the hardest
lesson.
now, as a sportsman, it will be at some point in so maybe there's a tour in Australia, in South Africa, in Singapore, you name the country.
Yeah.
These are countries you've never gone to.
And you
So
would love to.
part of just going to this tour is also going to experience these countries.
Yeah.
And with time, because you're a rookie, you know, you want to travel more. As much as you travel, now that becomes something that is normal. And then you realize, okay, it's not just about the traveling, it's not just about the games. For me, the hardest came in when I had my ear injured. And then that's the first time I was having a major surgery. I tried with these stitches, you know, major surgery, being big, having some syringe, and you have to immobilize your lower limbs, getting into KCB hospital, and that I had very many thoughts going around my head.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I would come back and play again. But it's just amazing
Yeah.
how when you have hope, when you have zeal, and I think we'll touch on it somewhere, how discipline helps us to get that involved came to be.
Yeah.
Something that you talked about the other time on life skills also, and how life skills and character just helps us to form.
Yeah.
I felt I needed to talk about it when bringing in these
Yes.
three places, okay? Now, the place of self-discipline. The community of sports is amazing. Again, I don't know why we.
We're getting, I told you guys we're gonna lift weights.
Yeah, we are going to lift
This is
weights.
the weight we are lifting.
We are good.
It's a place for me now. I can't run away from it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But again, we've understood why it is a community.
Yeah.
So I mean, also those watching understand. Communities are far from your ethnic or your tribal or your place that you are born.
Yeah.
So self-discipline, self-love is something that comes from life skills.
Yeah.
Because when you are trained, when you are mentored, when you are taught discipline, you start loving yourself.
Yeah.
You start embracing yourself. And this is something that I feel I really need to share. We tend to be so kind to others, but not kind to ourselves. Ukiona venye post you during your birthday, and we do a different perspective on how we talk about ourselves,
Yeah.
it's quite alarming. So we also need to encourage our people to love. Let us be kind to ourselves. Let us also love self-recognition. That is when you look, you can look at yourself in the mirror, you can talk to yourself, you can appreciate yourself.
Yeah.
I went for a training somewhere and I told them, please write 3 people, very fast, write 3 people that you love, people that you admire. And it will amaze you, 98% wrote other people and they did not write themselves
Yeah.
as part of that equation. Okay?
Yeah.
You need to also put yourself in the equation.
Right.
And then the other thing that discipline and life skills helps us in is to build resilience. Now, life skills, that's why you see something grows, we started calling ourselves life coaches, not because of the name, but because of the training we've gone to, and we understood why we need to bring it as that.
Yeah.
Okay? So resilience is something that you build. And one of the community will help you to build resilience.
Yeah.
When it is the community of sports, when it is the community that you fellowship in terms of your religious background, your spirituality, when it is the community that you live in, they'll help you to build resilience.
Yeah.
When you go into the community and they tell you, we don't do this here,
Yeah.
that helps you to start building resilience.
Endure. Yeah.
You have to endure,
Yeah.
you have to adapt, you have to challenge yourself,
Yeah.
and see then how do I go about this?
Right.
Because it involves challenges, but you have to go beyond those challenges. And that is where the place of discipline again comes in.
Yes.
Because when you are disciplined, then you are able to build resilience. When you're disciplined, you can be able to adapt. When you're disciplined, you can be able to co-op. When you're disciplined, you can be able to say, okay, I'm here for this time and season. I choose to go by this direction.
Amazing.
And the other thing was on social skills.
Yeah.
Life skills helps us to build social skills.
Yeah.
We say that people matter. I don't see how many people in life like hii mambo ya kusema, you know, me, I'm just an introvert, you know. No.
I just love my space.
You just love your space, and what you need to understand that we live for each other.
Yeah.
We live for each other. So social skills becomes very key, and that is why you and I, you who is watching, we need to be part of the community. We need to be part of our families, and we need to ensure that we are being mentored, trained, as we also mentor and train people.
Amazing.
Yeah, let me just close on this with this quote. I had this wise man say that those who are ahead of you, you follow after them. You learn from them. Those who are in your level, you rub shoulders. Iron sharpeneth iron.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Birds of the same feather. So you share. You are not trying to be above anyone. You're not trying to intimidate. And those who are below you, you be a light to them.
Yeah.
You guide them.
Be a light.
Yeah, you be a light to them, and you don't lose your light
Yes.
lighting other candles.
Yes.
So you be a light to them. You be someone who can also be part of just contributing
Yes.
to the community.
Amazing.
Yes.
Wow, that was
Wow.
a bountiful delivery of so much knowledge and
Yeah.
wisdom. Thank you for sharing. We appreciate your being here. And our clock is ticking,
Yes.
and we are just going to bring this to a close. I don't know if my host has something to add.
Oh wow, I've really enjoyed the
Well,
podcast.
yeah.
Yes.
I've really enjoyed the talk. I think we need to have more
Yes.
of
We'll have part 2 of this.
yes, I definitely will have part 2 of this.
Yes.
And yeah, I've really enjoyed the angle
Yes.
you approached it, the whole the sports angle,
Yeah.
the angle of you being a parent now
Yes.
and seeing yourself through your firstborn,
Yeah.
and then also your upbringing and stuff.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And any closing remarks, any questions for the next guest?
Oh.
Yeah, any questions you'd like for the next guest regarding Familia Mtaani,
Yeah.
and just anything to also.
Yeah, mine is just to appreciate also Familia Mtaani. I really love the name. It's so involving.
Yeah.
It still sounds like family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mtaani. So it's a great space. Maybe just 3 things for my closing remark, not just as a question, but many of us have gone through different backgrounds, different families, and you might have been hurt. You might have been challenged in one way or the other. We have people who come up from single parenthood, some grieve in orphanages, some grieve with, just in the community, being taken care of anyone. Mine is just to let you know that there is hope.
Yes.
Yeah, no matter what is happening, as long as you wake up breathing, just know that there is hope for you. So 3 things, you don't lose your hope.
Okay.
So keep your hope alive. Keep your hope alive. Okay? If you look at Job 14:7, talks about there is hope for a tree if it be cut down. These are pictures that we have seen. These are things that we have seen growing up. There is hope for a tree if it be cut down at the scent of water. It will sprout again.
Wow.
So no matter what you've gone through, just understand as long as you wake up breathing, keep showing up.
showing
There is hope for you. So keep your hope alive, keep your joy alive, and keep your faith alive. Keep your joy alive, keep your hope alive, and keep your faith alive. Nothing is lost. Yeah, if you don't achieve it, just today evening, go back and sleep. Wake up the next morning, keep on showing up, keep on grinding, keep on moving.
That was a beautiful conversation. Thank you for tuning in to the end. We appreciate your viewership and your audience, and we'd love you to subscribe to the Imsingi YouTube channel. Follow all our pages on social media as Familia Mtaani Podcast.
Yep.
You can comment, tell us what you thought about the podcast, what you'd love to hear in upcoming podcasts.
Yes.
Share this with your friends and loved ones, with your family, with your community. Let someone else be enlightened as you have been in this session. Till next time, thank you. And this was Familia Mtaani Podcast.
Ciao.
Bye.